feeling. Jayo Radha Madhava Punjabi
Jayo Radha Madhava Punjabi
Gopi Janabala
Gopi Janabala Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira
Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Janabala
Gopi Janabala Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira
Yamuna Tira Banachari
Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pekshaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Mudavani Pracharine Nirvasesha Srivahari Bhakta-jadita-karine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine
Prabhupada
Nirvisesha Srimad
Prabhupada
Satyacharya
Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Jaiva Narottamam.
Naram Jaiva Narottamam.
Devim Sarasatyam Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayam Adiraya.
Ato Jaya Mudiraya.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, Text number 30. Please repeat. Pradyumna Sarva Vrishinam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Sukham Aste Maharata.
Sukham Aste Maharatha.
Gambhira Rayo Nirudo.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Bhardate Bhagavanuta.
Bharate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishinam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Sukham Aste Maharata.
Sukham Aste Maharatha.
Gambhira Rayo Nirudo.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Vardate Bhagavanuta.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishinam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Sukham Aste Maharata.
Sukham Aste Maharatha.
Gambhira Rayo Niruda.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddha.
Vardate Bhagavanuta.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Next.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam. Sukham Aste Maharatha.
Namaste Maharata.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Gambhira Rayo Nirudo.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Bhagavate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishinam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Dukkamaste Maharatha.
Sukamaste Maharatha.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Vardhate Bhagavan Uta.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Sukamaste Maharatha.
Sukamaste Maharatha.
Veerarayo Niruddho.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Bhagavate Bhagavanuta.
Vardate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam. Sukamaste Maharatha. Gambhira Rayo Niruddho. Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam.
Sukamaste Maharatha.
Sukamaste Maharatha.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Gambhira Rayo Niruddho.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Vardhate Bhagavanuta.
Translation. Please repeat. How is Pradyumna,
How is Pradyumna,
the great general of the Vrishni family?
the great general of the Vrishni family?
Is he happy?
Is he happy?
And is Aniruddha,
And is Aniruddha,
the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead,
the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead,
faring well?
faring well?
How is Pradyumna, the great general of the Vrishni family? Is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, faring well? Purport by Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Pradyumna and Aniruddha are also expansions of the personality of Godhead, and thus they are also Vishnu Atma. At Dwarka, Lord Vasudeva is engaged in his transcendental pastimes along with his plenary expansions. namely Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And therefore, each and every one of them can be addressed as the personality of Godhead, as it is mentioned in connection with the name Aniruddha. So, Srila Prabhupada is our divine link to a culture which is eternal. The culture we've been born into, Western culture or even Indian culture or Mexican culture or whatever. These are all temporary cultures. They have some remnants. They have some connection somewhere, thread, if you followed it far enough back, to the original Vedic culture. But what has happened in Kali Yuga is the culture of Krishna consciousness, the Vedic culture, was lost. This is what happens. It happens cyclically. It happens every Kali Yuga. It's happened a million times. It'll happen a million times more. It's not like a one-time occurrence. So we identify with these cultures. So when the real culture of a spiritual culture coming from Krishna comes, it seems like it's odd or different. Seems like, what is this? How come we have to dress this way and eat this way and do all these things? But that's because this is an eternal culture. It's an eternal Vedic culture. It's coming from the spiritual world. The Varnashram system is also coming from the spiritual world. This is all part of the eternal spiritual culture, especially meant to help the conditioned souls in this material world. You don't need it in the spiritual world. Everybody's an eternal lover of Krishna in the spiritual world. Everybody's worshiping Krishna. You don't need to practice anything. You just do what you do. You're happy, you're blissful, you're free, you're liberated. Here we're having to perform some type of reformatory process to get out of the cycle of birth and death. We have to get out of the material world. So Krishna is so kind, he sends his pure devotee, he comes to us and he says, no, you don't eat like this, you eat like this. Your concept of God is all flawed. This is not God. This is God. Krishna. Yes, you can worship a form in the temple, the deity form. It's not different than Krishna, it is Krishna. We're so stone-headed, so cold-headed. Here's Krishna appearing every day, and people are wandering around like ants, running to their little hole, trying to get their food, running back and forth, doing this. And here's Krishna appearing as the supreme avatar. You can see Krishna with your own eyes. This is not a deity, this is not a stone. This is Krishna. But we can't see. Why? Because we're dull-headed. We're dull-headed. Why? Because we don't have any choice. We don't have any desire. We haven't chosen. We haven't made the right choice. What choice have we made? We made the choice to listen to our mind instead of listening to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is our guide. He is our Lord and Master, birth after birth. He gives us Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. He gives us the temples. He gives us how to dress. He gives us how to eat. He gives us how to sleep. In the early days, I remember when we learned things like to scrape your tongue. We were like, wow, that's really great. We scrape your tongue when you wake up. And then as I became an herbalist, I tell people, yes, when you're sleeping, all your toxins accumulate on your tongue. You wake up in the morning, they do some yoga. Oh, this guy knows yoga. I learned everything I know from Srila Prabhupada. I don't know anything but what Srila Prabhupada told me. Nothing. I am a manifestation of Srila Prabhupada's Shakti, his mercy. Guru Siddhi, Kripa Siddhi. Without Srila Prabhupada, we're nothing. We're not some spiritualist, some yogi. We're lower than the lowest. We're Kali Yuga, birth and dog life. But yet we get to sit on the seat, wear flower garland. People think, oh, you're advanced. Don't they? They think, oh, this person has some knowledge. So how do we pay back, Prabhupada? What do we give back to saving us from the eternal life of worm and stew? Like we've been given everything. She probably didn't just give us a nice gift. He gave us our life. He gave us our life. We were dead. Nothing. Dead. Total dead. Even we come from some country where they have some remnants of Vedic culture. They're thinking Indra's God or Durga's God, so they pray to Durga to give them some wealth. Saraswati, give me some learning. Huh? Ganesh, give me some wealth. They're thinking like that. So their life was no much better than us, a little more polished, right? So when we come to this Hare Krishna movement, we suddenly have to wake up. Someone has to tell us. Don't keep walking around like you have some special quality. You have one quality. You are being saved. You are being saved by Srila Prabhupada. If someone is flaunting their... And you ask them, how are you so... If they tell you, oh, because I have knowledge, or I have this, or that, there's only one answer that's right. Prabhupada saved me. That's all. Ask him. Ask Jayapataka Maharaj. Ask him. How did you come to your place? What would he tell you? All by Prabhupada's mercy. Ask Radhanath. It's all by Prabhupada's mercy. But we don't hear this enough. We don't hear what Srila Prabhupada wanted for us. Srila Prabhupada wants us to become a loving, Krishna-conscious, cooperative family. A family of devotees. Prabhupada said it many times. A family that moves. Not just sit back and try to enjoy what we've been given, but we have an army-like mentality. We're organized. We're devoted. We're focused. On what? On spreading this mercy. What have we been given? Isn't it? We've been given the greatest gift. So if we just sit in our little boudoirs and say, oh, yes, I'm happy now. I don't eat meat. I'm a yogi. I chant. Great, good, that's nice. But what are we doing to save other souls like us? What are we doing? What can we do? Whatever we can do, if it's just like Mother Maharani used to go to all these post offices. Shastris Maharani go to all these post offices. I'd go in and I'd take the mail in. There'd be somebody standing there with a garland. They said, it's real flowers. She gave me this. I went to the sheriff's office. The sheriff said, where's those cookies that lady brings? You don't know what she's doing, but she's out there. She's preaching. She's caring. She's bringing people to Krishna consciousness. The devotees, you see devotees who are struggling sometimes, right? You see people like Gushaya and his wife, don't make a big show up. They're out helping these people. They're coming. How can I help you? My mother, they bring prasadam. That's family. That's what we need to become. Gentlemen. Prabhupada said we have to be a gentleman. If we're crude and rude and negative and fault-finding and rebellious, that's not Srila Prabhupada. That's our own mind. That's Kali Yuga. Prabhupada wanted us to be gentlemen. More tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. And it's a fact, isn't it? We know, you know, I know. As soon as we start getting that pride, like, I deserve, what happened? You kick. Every time. Because that's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada kicks you by helping you to remember you're nothing but a simple servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. And that's what Prabhupada says. He is. Prabhupada never says, I am big leader guru. I'm simply a servant of my spiritual master. Everything is happening by my spiritual master. He taught us perfect example. Perfect example. He never criticized. You didn't hear Prabhupada running down people. He told the truth. These people who are running around decrying the existence of Krishna, he didn't just sit back and say, oh yeah, you can say what you want. No, he said, they're rascals. Bhushai said, kick them out. So Prabhupada said, kick on their face with boots. He did. Why? Because they're running around saying that there's no Krishna, that there's no God, that it's all chemical. So yeah, we don't sit back and listen to that. But when we have people who are trying, to become attractive. We're not heavy. Prabhupada said, hard as a rock on ourselves, soft as a rose on others. That's what we want to be. We turn it around. We're hard on everybody, soft on ourselves. So we have to cut loose this mentality of Western culture, Western mental crap. What we are is a transplant into the spiritual world. We've joined a family, a group, a true spiritual, transcendental, eternal culture. And it doesn't stop with one lifetime. We're that little boy in the temple room chanting next lifetime. We're that yogi who's preaching, who's everyone. How did he get so much Shakti? We're that soul who eternally is connected with Krishna. This is the beginning or later, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. The point is now we are connected in the Guru Parampara by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. He picked us up. So we take accolades and we say on these special days, Prabhupada, we don't really realize what we're saying is that, Prabhupada, you saved my life. You saved me from hell, birth after birth. And it's like we can't quite grasp the magnitude of what's happened. So we're still playing our little social games, my little mental games, this little thing, that little thing. We should be finding somehow at some point, stop all the nonsense and become humble and find a way to serve a Vaishnava, try to find a way to spread Lord Chaitanya's mercy, read Prabhupada's books, really read Prabhupada's books, understand Prabhupada. Like when you see, when Maharaj Yudhisthira is talking, he's not just being callous. He said, how's Pradyumna? How's dear Pradyumna doing? Is he okay? Why? Because he cared. He's not being phony. He's not writing some book. He's feeling an attraction, an affection. It's his family. So when we see, Prabhu, how are you doing? It's why? Because you're Prabhu, you're my family. You're all I have. I don't have anybody else. I can't go to the material world and find love and I've lost all of that. I gave that up. So who is my family? The devotees. Prabhupada wanted us to love each other, not fault find, not criticize, not try to get over, but try to find a way to, yeah, Prabhu, you're right. I'm fallen. Please forgive me. And feel like that. Not just fake it, but feel like it. Yeah. Like the other day, my tongue slipped out and I felt so bad later. I thought, what the hell? It was a bad day for me. I had a bad day. I had a bad night, bad day, and then Maya set me up and everything set me up and it just slipped out. And I thought, oh, hell. So you work so hard, and then boom, your material quality comes out at some point. I felt so bad. I told myself, I'm pleased with you. I'm so sorry. That's all you do. You act. You do something wrong, what do? Prabhupada said, you go to that Vaishnava, you ask for forgiveness. You say, I'm sorry, Prabhu. That's the way you do it. You say, I'm sorry. And that Vaishnava is very kind. Vaishnava, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about me. I didn't even take it as an offense, Prabhu. That's what they say. I always say like that. That's a Vaishnava. That's a culture. That's a spiritual culture. We're not a Kali Yuga culture anymore. We're a spiritual culture now. We have to really go ahead and let our guard down. And realize that when we come to the temple, we're in Kirtan. We're not just in Kirtan. We're on the bank of the Ganga. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here. Kiva Jayo. We're not just standing in some room. We're in the transcendental realm. Why can't we go there? Because we hold back. Why? Because we're mundane in our mind. We can't allow our spirit self to take over. We're afraid. Why? Somebody's going to make fun of me? I'm going to look stupid? Believe me, Prabhu, we've already looked stupid a million times. The demigods look at us and they're like, whoa, those guys look weird. Right? They have beautiful forms. We're just like these earthly forms, twisted features, and we think we're beautiful. So there's nothing about us that's beautiful, attractive. We're aboriginal in earthly Kali Yuga form. But we have a special Shakti. If we take shelter. Prabhupada says it right in, I read just the other day in Srimad Bhagavatam. They're talking about Barsa. Prabhupada said, if you take your birth in this Krishna consciousness movement, but you don't take it seriously, and you don't take advantage of the kirtan, and really absorb yourself in kirtan, you're just like an animal that has been captured, and they let you go, and you run right back to the trap. Prabhupada said, even if you come with a material desire, it doesn't matter why you come. Sakama or akama. It doesn't matter why you come. Prabhupada said it's just like a child may want to eat some dirt. And his father said, no, here's a nice lugdu. Eat this. And he used to lugdu instead of the dirt. So in the beginning, you may come looking for some whatever, some place to belong, some societal or some cult, something to belong to, be, whatever. Well, whatever we're looking for. But as we are here for a while, what do we find out? Krishna, he keeps giving us enough to keep us here. But at some point we realize, no, Krishna, I don't want anything else. I just want to be in that number. I want to be one of your servants. I don't care about what you people think about me anymore. I just want to be a Vaishnava. Eternally. Birth after birth. We say it every day. So we have to develop that desire. That desire has to become real. No longer just going through the motions. Isn't it? We have to let it come to fruition. We have to really take this. When we chant the holy name, when you hear someone chanting, every mantra is like, let me hear. I'm on the bank of the Ganga, Lord Chaitanya, oh, Nityananda Bol, and we're Hari Bol, we're there. When we're chanting, Hare Krishna, we're on the Jamuna. The gopis and Krishna, the cowherd boys, they're all there. We're there with them. Why? Because it's a transcendental realm. The transcendental Sankirtan it transposes us out of the material plane into the spiritual plane. The only thing stopping it is our consciousness, our perception of it. So you may think, oh, he's really grandiose. Well, he's going to be out there eating a Snickers bar in a minute. You could honestly say, Dvibhujas are falling on you. You're right. But what am I saying? Is there something wrong with what I'm saying? No, it's 100% accurate. You know it, I know it. So why am I saying it? Because this is what I really want to feel. This is what I really want to feel. I really want to be a lover of Krishna. So how do I do it? I stick my neck out. And thus far, it's never been cut off. Thus far, everything I've done since I met Srila Prabhupada has been good. It has been wonderful. Prabhupada has saved me and I owe him everything. Everything. My family, my home, my money, my wealth, everything. Is because he cared enough about me to pick me up. I'm not lying. I'm not saying it to be melodramatic so you'll respect me. I'm not saying any of those things. One reason, it's true. We are in a culture of the divine. We have connected with the divine because we have a divine spiritual master, a spiritual guide who came on a boat, heart attacks to New York City from Radha Damodar Mandir in Vrindavan where he's seeing the Goswamis. Imagine the ecstasy. Rupa Goswami's there saying, go preach. So we think we've done something. No, we haven't done anything. We've just got the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Now we have to do something. Now we have to become that person that sticks our neck out. That allows ourselves to say the obvious. We need more spiritual life in our community. We need to become more spiritually alive. We need to see each other as spiritual. We need to respect each other. We need to offer obeisances and hug each other and tell each other, I see you as spiritual. Please forgive my offenses. Let me help you serve. How can I serve you, Prabhu? That moved, and what happens? Prabhu said, very nice. And then what's he do? He showers us with his blessings. Wherever there's this cooperative effort, the Sri Nandana Prabhu said when he came here, he said, I can tell you one thing. He said, I go to all these temples all over the world. He said, wherever I go, I see when they're successful. How are they successful? When they reach a consensus. Huh? I mean, we have, sometimes we argue of this, that, and you start one thing, and no one's doing anything, you start it, and then everybody's doing it. You just say, okay, I give up, you know. But we've matured now. We're beyond that. We have to come to the point now. Maybe it's right. Maybe Sri said we just needed Tulsi House, or maybe we just need this, or we just need that. Whatever we just need, let's do it. Let's let New Talavana become that special spiritual abode. Like when Japa Maharaj is here, he looked me right in my eyes and he opened his eyes really big. He said, Vrindavan. He looked at his eyes, got big, and he looked at me and said, Vrindavan. This is Vrindavan. This is Vrindavan. We're not in the material world, we're in Vrindavan. So how do we get there? We have to let ourselves be part of Vrindavan. We have the cows. Well, the cows are so nicely taken care of, you know. These boys, you know, they do so much. Jayanti, they do so much for the cows. You know, Yogendra's given his life to always, you never hear anyone say, we don't have a great cow program. We always have channeled all of our energy to take care of Mother Cow. That's a rare thing in Kali Yuga. It's a very rare example. Why? Because this is Vrindavan. We have Shri Radha Radhakanta. In Vrindavan, what happens? Krishna loves Radharani. And Radharani loves Krishna. That's Vrindavan. You don't go to Vrindavan and just forget about Srimati Radharani. It's Radhe, right? Somebody may not know about that. When they go there, they learn really quick, you know. Radhe. After a while, a week, you're saying, Radhe. You learn it, don't you? Just like that. Why? Because that's the mood. So Radharani in Vrindavan is the queen. So here, Shri Radha Radhakanta. We're special. Yeah, we're special. Other people have wonderful deities, you know, with many Dwarkadish. They all have this wonderful, beautiful Hare Krishna movement, right? But we have Vrindavan. We have the lover, the attractor, and lover of Srimati Radharani. Shri Radha Radhakanta. Huh? So it's funny, we're talking about Cupid. We're talking about Pradyumna in his birth. Pradyumna was Cupid in his previous life. You know that? It's an expansion. I don't know how all the expansions work. You know, it blows your mind to try to understand these expansions. But they happen, we know they happen, and it's wonderful how you can do two things at one time, etc. But Pradyumna was Cupid before, and when he was a small child, he was kidnapped by this demon, Sambara. Because Sambara heard a prophecy that Pradyumna was going to kill him. That he would be the death of him. So he took him and throws him in the ocean. Settles that. But what happened was this big fish came and ate Pradyumna. And then this fisherman caught the fish, takes it to the kitchen where Sambara demon lives, took it to his house, and the prophet said demons were used to eating fish. So Mayavati was the cook. She cuts open the fish and there's this beautiful baby. She said, my goodness, I'm really attracted to this baby. And she's like, it's amazing. So she was a mystic yogi herself, right? So she takes Pradyumna, puts him away, and then Pradyumna grows up really fast. And Mayavati starts having all these affections for him. Why? Because he was Cupid before. And she was Cupid's wife. So there was some way that she burnt to ashes. Cupid was burnt to ashes, I think, because somebody burned him to ashes. Was it Lord Shiva or Parvati?
I think it was Shiva.
Huh?
I think it was Shiva.
Yeah, but she was burnt to ashes. So in this Leela, he comes back to Pradyumna. And so then he grows up real quick. And so then Mayavati teaches him all these mystic arts and everything. So it wasn't long before he and the Sambara demon. Sambara demon, dang, I thought I got rid of you. So, they did some amazing battle, and then Pradyumna returns home. He was Rukmini's son. So, in this verse, they're family. This whole family. When I read this verse, I just think family, and I thought New Talavana. I think family. This is my family. This is our family. It's a Krishna conscious family, and we have to learn how to treat each other with the love that you would in a family. I mean, it's not artificial. It's real. We just have to say it. And once you start doing it, then you become more and more absorbed. Why are we family? Because we want to stay under the lotus feet of our Father. Our Father, Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj, Krishna. We have to stay in this mood of constant being family, servant of the servant, and trying to do something, not create disturbance. If we have a way to be a positive influence, because sometimes something may be corrected by Krishna's guide, that's service, there's nothing wrong, but the point being we should not try to just create disturbance in Vrindavan. Aristasura, Keshi demon, Putana, all of these demons. That's not our mood. Our mood is to be harmony, to bring harmony, and to find a way to grow our community. If we can see a way, we have to plan it within our minds and within our heart. How can I be an asset to this community? Whatever it may be. It may be a simple this or that, but it's a way to serve the deities. And then everyone in that mood of serving here, then our community keeps growing. And people say, oh, like when you go to the simple temple and see Radhanath, they're so nice. Why? Because he's trained them to serve in the mood of serving the Vaishnavas. So Western culture, sometimes we become a little bit lackadaisical in our service attitude. We forget the spiritual culture we're in, what we've been given, where we were before. And so we think, oh, I'm back there again. And we start becoming a little capricious, a little bit negligent of our spiritual practices. And we start seeing it as, I'm part of a culture or part of this. No, we're part of a spiritual culture. It's a spiritual culture. The deities own New Talavana. This land belongs to Shri Shri Radharanikanti. We're simply caretakers. These are Shri Shri Radharanikanti's cows. Nanda Maharaj is overseeing. Krishna's here. What Krishna is, Nanda Maharaj is. The eternal Leela of Vrindavan. So we enter and one day we find ourselves in Vrindavan. Vishnu Jan Swami gave a lecture in Vrindavan as a warm-up lecture for Srila Prabhupada. Like when you had the rock band, you have some band no one's ever heard of. It's the warm-up for the Grateful Dead or something. So Vishnu Jan was the warm-up for Srila Prabhupada, And so it was the famous Bhagavad Dharma discourses, and he was talking about how Prabhupada said, we become part of the road show. When you leave your body, you don't go directly to the spiritual world. You enter into one of Krishna's leelas going on somewhere, depending on who you're worshiping. So hopefully we'll end up in Krishna Leela. Some may end up in Lord Chaitanya's Leela. All of us may end up in Lord Chaitanya. We don't know. But wherever we are, that's where we'll want to be. And we'll end up in that Leela, in our eternal, like if we're making flower garlands, we may find ourselves sitting there, in Mathura when Krishna's walking up and we have a beautiful flower. I'm just saying, those souls came from somewhere, and then they are in that road show, and we become like that. That's what we do. So this is a real, fantastic spiritual movement. And any doubt we have, we should just let it go, because believe me, there is no reason to doubt any aspect of Krishna consciousness. It's 100% bona fide. So I have to leave a little early today, but questions or comments?
I have something for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just when you were talking about how, we could really understand that where we are, we're in Vrindavan, we're on the banks of the Ganges. Every day my Guru Maharaj gives a class, a Facebook Live class. It's about 9:30, and from where he's staying in Chennai, awaiting his surgery. And yesterday, he's actually translating the Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Mangala. So one devotee reads the verses in Bengali, and then he translates, and then the devotee that's the repeater will repeat. And yesterday he was talking about the wedding procession of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he married Vishnu Priya, and you could tell that he was there.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
there. Even he was fighting back the transcendental emotions. And because he was there, we felt like we were
Right.
there. And it was so relishable.
all
And
that.
I'm just appreciating how much
Yes.
mercy, to give us that experience, and how he appreciates Srila Prabhupada, as you said, because
Yes.
everything he attributes to the mercy of Srila
Yes,
Prabhupada.
exactly. Having him as an example has been really a tremendous boon for us here in Talavana. He took special mercy on Talavana. He always came when no one else would come. I mean, I was in the temple room when he and I were the only two here in Kirtan. The only two people here were he and I. Now he did not do the Kirtan. He went on full blast, and believe me, it was an unbelievable Kirtan. Right? But he was also, we saw him at, we were there at Chip Rice Festival in Panihati in India. And he was on the stage, and so different sannyasis all were giving time, and it came turn for Japatakma to give talk, and he's talking about Matasachi. This is the festival of Matasachis, and he's looking at Matasachi, and the tears are just, you can see he's holding them back. He's trying to hold his emotion. He's seeing Matasachi. And I'm like looking, I'm seeing, I don't know if anybody else sees this, but I see this. He's seeing Matasachi, And that's the thing. He's there. He's living in that realm. He's entered that realm. That's what happens to us. We can do that too. You have to not be afraid of it. Because why are we afraid of it? Because we have some lusty desires here. We still have some attachment. We have to let that go. How? By praying and letting the heart become purified. Every time we're chanting and praying, we get a little something else out. Some days, it's hard here. It is. Sometimes you come to the temple and you're standing there and you're like, God, this is hard right now. Right? But you keep doing it, and then it comes really nice, and you realize, wow, I just got some boon. I got some benediction. I got some mercy. And that's how it works. You keep making the sacrifice. What is the sacrifice? The holy name. Chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting our japa. Kirtan rasa. And so then what happens? We get some purification. So the closer you get to that point, well, one day, you're there. In that spiritual leela. Just like Japatakma Maharaj is. He's our example to see, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Thank you very much.